Okay, I've made videos before. How do I start this off? Well, basically, you know, if you want to go to a masseuse or a massage person, or you want to go to the doctor, you want to go to a chiropractor, all that costs a considerable amount of money. And sometimes your insurance doesn't cover it, or you don't have insurance. So you've got to come up with ways to be able to try to alleviate some areas of pain if you get some of those areas. And so I've come up with, I understand the basic philosophy. If you have knots and pinched nerves in your back, and it tends to, the pain in your neck tends to, from my experience, tends to be related to in the upper back. And it's kind of hard to self-massage your neck because when you're laying down, and back up, my philosophy is you're using your body's weight to do the work, where a massage therapist is on top of you and you're on a table, and he or she is pushing down and exerting their force to remove knots and sore spots and sore muscles. Whereas what you are doing, instead of paying them to exert their energy, which can be $100, $200, you're doing this at home, and you're going to use your own weight to be their force, which therefore costs you nothing. And then you don't have to go to a doctor, and you don't have to wait in the lobby, and you don't have to do those things. You can be at home in your pajamas and do this yourself on a Sunday with your time off. So that's key. So I just looked around the house and found things that I have. I needed a small ball. I've made a video with a larger ball, a basketball, and I'll get that real quick. Here is just the basketball that I have. It's not an expensive basketball, but it's something that the small kids can play with. And the dog actually would want to chew into this, and the dog can damage this because it's not a leather type ball, but it's just fine. So that's the ball that I use for my larger ball, and this is spreads out your weight over a larger area. It makes sense. So this doesn't require as much in-depth pressure. It's more of a general pressure of your back that relieves, helps to, I guess, want to put your spine back in alignment. It helps to flex your spine to, if you have a spot that's causing you pain. And then that's what this mostly does is when your body hurts, you resort to these. But then sometimes if you just do a routine of these, then it helps to alleviate even getting to that point of having problems come up. So take it forever, however you want to do it, or however you see it. Everyone's body is different. So with the basketball, that's one exercise. But when you get to where you have knots, smaller knots, probably the size of my circle in my finger there, that are in the muscle layer, and they're hard knots, those will cause you, from my experience, to have headaches. It can lead to nausea. I have one kind of right now, and that's why I'm breaking out this stuff. My head just doesn't feel right. I mean, it could be sinuses. I don't think it's sinuses, but it's a similar feeling to that. So it's time to break this out and put this down on the ground. I'm going to show you how it's done. And anyone that does this, just experiment. I think it's good to have it on a carpeted surface because there's some give to the carpet. There's a pad under there, and then you have the carpet and then this is a Kong toy. I mean, it's just something that works really well for me. I mean, you can experiment and do whatever you want. It doesn't matter. but you need something that's round, and this has a little give to it. So when you really press on it, as you can see, it flexes. It's got a little give. So something that was really, really hard, just like this basketball has a little give to it. If it was just rock hard solid, then it would probably be too painful for someone to use it on their back unless they were in supreme physical condition and they could withstand that. So you want something with a little bit of flex, but it's got to be really firm. That's the whole point of this. So I'm going to lay on this in my back. I'm gonna experiment and roll around on this. I'm pretty good at doing this, and I can roll around on this, position it at different points on my back, and I know kind of now where some of these problem areas are in my back. And then I'm going to put this over that spot, and I'm going to roll on it. This is my body. This is the ground. This is the ball. And I'm going to roll on it, and I'm going to find it, place that knot. You can feel those knots in your body because when you hit them, you're like, "Aye!" It's really tender. So you'll put that tender spot's right there in my hand, and you center it, and then you will roll on it, and you will work that knot, and you will feel that knot squirming around on top of this, and you're going to go back and forth over that knot, and you're dissipating that knot, you're breaking that knot down, you're spreading that knot out, you're knocking that knot or that nerve or that sore part of that muscle, you're dissipating it, if that makes sense. So and then it's also good when you hit that knot and it's on that pressure point that you will sit on this and you will focus your weight on it, and it may be 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute, 4 minute, 5 minute, and you will be able to feel that knot, that troubled spot start to go away. It'll be really hard and you'll feel it, and then you'll feel your body sinking down onto this because of that hard knot is deteriorating and going away and flattening out. So you know it's working. So this is really beneficial. And it helps me to self-do this until I feel better. And you're not dependent on somebody else to do this for you. If it's a loved one and you've got to beg them and you've got to plead with them and you've got to bribe them, none of that. You can do this on your own. So here we go. Make sure I'm in my pajamas, just casual clothes. So I don't really know where exactly, if it's typically the pain is in this shoulder and then it's in this shoulder and it's near your scapula. Might be too close to the camera. And it could be all over your back. It's all over your back. Just run this thing all over, and when you hit those sore spots, you know you've got a problem that you've got to work through. It's just as simple as that. And this will change your life. It's guaranteed almost, for me. Can't say for everyone, because I know what I'm doing now, and other people may give up halfway through. They may not be able to stand the pain. They may not. There's a million different variables. So if you do this right and you're really into trying to fix your problems, you'll find a way to make this happen. And so, again, really helpful. It doesn't really matter how it's down because this is going to wobble around. And you need something smallish, about the size of my hands. You know, if you can make a comparison. Put that down on the ground. Try not to make this video too long. And usually I would do this without a shirt on, possibly. But I just not trying to expose myself to video and make people uncomfortable or make people not want to watch the video. So you're gonna roll up and down, put your arms up because it helps, or you can put them to the side if you want, but it helps to focus if you can see the ball, and you're just gonna roll it around. Oh, here's my dog. You're going to roll it around until you get it on a spot where you're like, oh my gosh. And then you can raise your bottom off the ground so that's not touching back here. and you can put more weight on top of that ball, and you're lifting your arm up so you're not putting weight around you but on that spot. Marshall, go away. And then basically you're going to get on that knot, and you're going to, my dog loves to get in the videos, and put your weight on it. And then as you put your weight on it, you'll get to the spots where the pain is the greatest. And then you're just going to sit in the hold there. And take deep breaths. And then you will feel the pain start to go away. And your body will loosen up, and that knot will be absorbed. And then basically, to not make the video too long, but you're going to roll on this, and you're going to put it, you can put it on your spine and go right up on either side of your spine. You can put it over on your scapula, and as you lift your arm up, you're exposing more muscles in different areas. So you gotta be flexible. You gotta move around, put your arm over here, put your arm over here, switch sides to right to left side of your back, and then you use that, and it'll make a big difference. And then just work those sore spots out. And then there will be a note, where you've worked it too much, and you're like, I just can't take it anymore. Take a break. Take a couple of days. Don't do this, depending on your strength. Sometimes this is his toy, and he does chew on this toy. And I cleaned it with soap and water. But he likes to play a lot. Marshall, stop. And so soap and water, just use a toy. So he's not gonna leave us alone. But if that helps, experiment with it. That's the key. Know your body, know how it works, what feels good, what doesn't, and then use these tips to the balls to exercise your back, increase flexibility, get rid of knots, get rid of sore spots, and he's gonna get it. And have a great day.